The definition of a pioneer is someone who is the first in an area, field, or career. It's hard enough to be the first on anything. It's a totally different proposition for sustained excellence aside from being the first. This Zenith is a pioneer in more ways than one. The Zenith Defy is a very important collection for Zenith, one that goes back to the late 1960s. It's a pioneer in the sports watch category before the quartz era began. The Defy is characterized by its robust octagonal case that provides its durability that is required of sports watches. It was nicknamed Il Casaforte del Tempo, or Italian for Safe of Time. It's a sizable watch that is a forerunner to the Royal Oak that popularized this watch category. The Defy was overshadowed by its more complicated brother, the El Primero. With the success of this pioneering chronograph from Zenith, the El Primero movement also made its way in the Defy collection. Fast forward a few decades, and today the Zenith El Primero 21 is the pinnacle of the groundbreaking chronograph family. It now uses two escapements that regulate the timekeeping and chronograph functions independently. The timekeeping part beats at 5 Hz, a true high beat frequency on its own, with a 50 Hz chronograph built on top of it, capable of 1/100th of a second measurement. It's both extremely complicated and accurate. It's a sustained excellence that appeals for some of the best collaborations for the brand. Legendary DJ and music producer Carl Cox is a pioneer in bringing house and techno music to the mainstream audience. Such a prolific career needs to be represented by an equally prolific timepiece, the Zenith Defy El Primero 21 Carl Cox Limited Edition. The diameter is 44mm with a water resistance of 100 meters or 10 atmospheres. The thickness is 14.5mm, which is pretty hefty because of that automatic chronograph movement. The watch will come with a commemorative case and DJ headphones. It's a perfect music themed set for this extraordinary watch. This chronograph comes equipped with the El Primero 9004 automatic caliber. It's a true high beat movement, clocking in at 5 Hz in frequency, and comes with a 50-hour power reserve. The most exceptional feature of this timepiece is the forged carbon case that hides a clever party trick. This also comes with an actual carbon crown and carbon pushers. The overall vibe of the watch is sporty and lively despite the dark tone of the case. This is because of the amazing marbling pattern that surrounds the whole watch. The red texture band also complements the watch nicely. The white stitching near the seams of the strap is a great accent to further enhance the aesthetics. This is then appropriately secured with a carbon fiber buckle. It's common for a watch brand to mix up their materials because of engineering constraints, but Zenith made sure it used as many carbon fiber elements in this timepiece. Some of the parts that often suffer for this are the pushers and crown. These typically are made of steel, even though the rest of the watch is made of more exotic materials such as titanium. For this edition, these smaller parts are also made of carbon fiber. The wider than usual display caseback gives a wonderful view of the movement that's adorned with a matching black rotor. The dial side also gives a peek of the movement with its partly skeletonized design. On my 6¼ inch wrist, the 44mm case wears large and imposing, but the materials used delivers a wearable experience that more than makes up for its proportions. The horological side of this watch is fully demonstrated as you play around with its functions. Turning the crown and setting the time is very smooth as expected with the El Primero movement. Fire up the chronograph and you'll be blown away with a 1/100th of a second revolution of the chronograph hand. As it completes its revolution across the dial, a second is tracked at the 6 o'clock subdial. For every minute that elapsed, a step is moved on the 3 o'clock subdial. With this configuration, exact timing can be measured very clearly with its enlarged scales. It's a technical achievement in accuracy right before your eyes. Stopping and resetting the chronograph is also crisp and solid. We've only scratched this marbled surface. Let's zoom closer into the details. Much of the Defy's hallmarks are present, such as the minutes and seconds counters. The dial features a vinyl disc design for its running seconds subdial. At the top dial part, the chronograph power reserve indicator is conveniently displayed. Also displayed is the El Primero 9004 movement. Its brushed and black toned plates makes a bold statement whenever you look from behind the watch. There's adequate layer and depth on this caliber. You can enjoy much of the layering details of the dial in every angle. Legibility never suffers with its high contrast. But you have to bring this on the dance floor. Under low lighting conditions, not only does the dial light up, but the whole bezel. We called it a party trick, but it's more like you bringing the party with this trick. It's simply astounding to see. There are requirements to enter the club of watch collecting. One of them is to remember that the El Primero is an iconic chronograph. When it's in your watch, it's instant street cred no matter what price point. Not only are you gaining the respect of your peers, but you're also getting a technologically advanced mechanical watch. We're living in a fast evolving world where pioneers are celebrated as icons of our time. Carl Cox music is fast and soulful, and this Defy El Primero follows each beat to the note. Both pioneers in the scene. This amazing timepiece is available at Shiva's Gold and Gems, located in Aruba and St. Maarten.